This too shall pass. Once a wandering monk was traveling on foot across the country. One evening, when night had fallen, he stopped at the house of a man named Anand in a small village. Anand welcomed the monk warmly, offering him food, a place to rest, and every comfort he could provide. The next morning, before leaving, Anand gave the monk many gifts. The monk, touched by his kindness, blessed him. May you grow and prosper more and more every day. Hearing this, Anand laughed and said, Oh, only one, even what I have now will not last forever. The monk stared at him for a moment, puzzled, but then quietly continued his journey. 2 years later, the monk returned to the same village. This time, Anand's wealth had vanished. He was now working as a servant for a landlord in the neighboring village. Still, Anand welcomed the monk warmly, despite his poverty. He invited him into his small hut, seated him on a worn mat, and served him dry bread for supper. The next morning, when it was time to part, the monk's eyes were wet with tears. Oh God, what have you done? He sighed. But Anand laughed again and said, Why are you saddened, Maharaj? The wise say we must be grateful to God for whatever state He keeps us in. Time is always changing, and remember, this too shall pass. The monk thought to himself, I may be a monk in appearance, but Anand is the real saint. Several years later, the monk again met Anand and was astonished. Anand was now the richest landlord in the region. It turned out that the landlord he once served had no children and on his deathbed had left his entire estate to Anand. The monk blessed him. It is good that the difficult days have passed. May you remain like this forever. But Anand laughed yet again and said, Maharaj, you are still now. Either this wealth will leave me, or the one who calls it his own will leave it. Nothing stays forever. The only eternal thing is the Supreme Being and the soul, which is a part of Him. The monk listened deeply and went on his way. Many years later, the monk returned once more. The grand mansion still stood, but now pigeons cooed in its empty halls. Anand had passed away. His daughters were married and gone. His aged wife lay quietly in a corner. The monk stood there and said, Oh, human being, what is there to be proud of? Why boast? Here nothing is permanent, neither joy nor sorrow. You may think your neighbor suffers while you are in comfort, but know this, neither comfort will stay nor suffering. What remains forever is the one who sees them both. The true human is one who remains happy in every situation, enjoying the wealth when it comes and accepting hardship when it arrives. The monk sighed. Blessed is Anand, blessed is his wisdom. I am a false monk. True sainthood is in the way he lived his life. Now I wish to see his picture, offer flowers, and pray for him. He entered another room and found Anand's portrait. Beneath it, in Anand's own handwriting, were the words, "In the end, this too shall pass." So, this is the today's story. Now, here is the detailed explanation of meaning and message. This story teaches impermanence, the idea that everything in life changes: wealth, poverty, joy, and sorrow. Anand's consistent reaction to all situations shows true peace comes from acceptance. Anand stayed calm in both abundance and hardship. Humanity is essential. Even when rich, Anand knew it wouldn't last. Spiritual wisdom is greater than material success. Anand understood that only God and the soul remain forever. The monk, though outwardly early, realized that Anand's way of living with gratitude in all circumstances was the real form of sainthood. The repeated phrase, "This too shall pass," captures the core truth. Whether good or bad, no situation is permanent. Here, the vocabulary with meanings and example sentences. The word wandering monk means a holy man traveling from place to place. Example here: the wandering monk visited many villages, blessing the people. Prosper, meaning to grow or succeed, especially financially. Example: with hard work, the small shop began to prosper. Puzzled, meaning confused or unsure about something. Example: she looked puzzled when she heard the strange news. Vanished means disappeared completely. Here, the sun vanished behind the clouds. Poverty, meaning the state of being very poor. Example: he grew up in poverty but worked his way to success. Grateful, meaning thankful. Example: I am grateful for your kindness. State, meaning a condition or situation. Example: he accepted his poor state without complaint. Now, meaning innocent, lacking experience or judgment. Example: the child was too naive to see the danger. State, meaning property, land, and wealth of a person. Example: the old man left his entire estate to his nephew. Eternal, meaning lasting forever. Example: true love is often described as eternal. Supreme being means a term for God or the highest divine power. Example: many religions speak of a supreme being who created the world. Soul, the spiritual part of a human that is eternal. Example: some believe the soul never dies. Boast, meaning to talk with pride about something. Example: He likes to boast about his cooking skills. Hardship, meaning severe suffering or difficulty. Example, the family endured years of hardship before finding stability. Wisdom, meaning deep understanding and good judgment. Example, his wisdom helped guide the community through crisis. Portrait, meaning a picture or painting of a person. Example, the portrait of the king hung in the palace. Handwriting, meaning the way someone writes by hand. Example, her handwriting is neat and easy to read. Impermanence, meaning the state of not lasting forever. Example, Buddhism teaches the impermanence of all things. Acceptance, willingness to accept situations without resistance. Example, her acceptance of reality brought her peace. So that's now. We will meet soon.